Hello everyone, this is GSTE, and today I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do before, and I'm gonna go over some of the effects in the Godzilla movies that you guys picked out. And I'm gonna do a little extra than that. So, first movie we're gonna do is Godzilla vs. Kangador. I have a couple scenes that I want to go over and try to explain how they did it and, whether I think it's, So let's go over it. Okay, so the first scene we have right here is the ship scene. Obviously this is a green screen effect or a blue screen effect. That scene actually is one of the best ones that they have for the ship green screen effects in this movie, which kind of says a lot. That one's the best one. Right here, and right here. These scenes are the best scenes in the movie for the ship effects. The other ones aren't as good. They aren't really good at all. Okay, so now we have this scene. This scene is really good. I actually don't remember this scene, and that's why I said the other scene was better. This teleportation effect is alright. It's not bad, but it's not that good either for the time even. But this scene right here where they show the fading out, this is I think better than the one they did in Bylante where they show Bylante on top, the plant Bylante, and then they show the army beneath. Because one, this is daytime. Nighttime is a lot easier. You have darkness and stuff, so you could easily fade it in. And this just looks like it's actually there. It's just a little foggy that day, it looks like. So I think overall that one was really good.
Security agency. I'm Fujio.
This scene right here isn't that bad, but it's not that good either. I don't think. It's obvious what they did, but it just doesn't look that good. Like, especially when he shakes the hand, it's obvious that this is a picture, and they just photoshopped his hand around it. You can kind of see the white line around the guy's hand right there. It's hard to show it on this player, but
please forgive us.
Just wait a second, we'll get back to it in a second. Like, you could see the white line, I'll show you with the mouse. The white line around the guy's hand right here, and the black line around this guy's hand. This is obviously either one of two things. This is a picture that they just put here, and then they edited it with this guy's hand. And as you can see, if you saw that really piece right there, that little clip right there, I always hate having to rewind like 10 seconds behind. But right there, you see this white line? That's from the editing that they did. So yeah, it's not really a hard edit, and to be honest, it doesn't really look that good either. Let's go on to the next ones. And actually some of my favorite effects in this movie. Okay, this isn't the scene I was talking about before, but this scene I want to talk about too. When he steps on them, you can see with my mouse the black outline around it. That's just from a simple green screen or just some sort of editing that they did to do that. And right here too, you see the black line around it. It's not really that difficult. And it doesn't really look that good either compared to the other stuff. Like, that looked really good because this is an actual giant tail that they used. Which I think they should have used the giant foot instead of having the... Like right here they got rid of the black line, but it's not faded enough in order to look like it's really there. It just looks like it was cropped in. Like it was green screened and then they just went over to erase it a little bit, the black line, so that the black line doesn't show. But now I'll get to my favorite effect. Okay, this wasn't the effect I was talking about, but since I want to go in order, this one's a good one to talk about too. The dinosaur right here is edited in, You see the slightly black line around him. Although in this one I don't really mind it that much because it kind of fits in. Even right here he's animated in. But there's no black line right there. I personally like this scene a lot. It shows him slightly moving around. It's not a picture that they just pasted over. It's the actual them. It looks like they keep the same shape of edit it right here, so that even if he moves around, it doesn't follow him. Which is kind of like a cheap way of doing it, but it worked, I think. It looks pretty good, I think. It doesn't look like really bad, like the one with the foot stepping on the people. So, and actually before this, I thought the dinosaur was actually here before I started to do all this analyzing the monster scenes and stuff.
No room for sentimentality.
This is my favorite effect right here. This animation right here isn't that bad, but it's not my favorite either. But the one it's right after this. This is just like a 3D model, which they did in Godzilla vs. Bylante. Except this one's a lot better, I think. They're doing a scanning thing of him. I like when the little pieces of Godzilla, the dinosaur, come up. Right here. And then they come up. This animation is my favorite. I have no idea how they did that, but it looks really cool. Right there. I know that they faded him out, but when he comes up like that, like the animation like that just looks really good, I think. They also do that a little bit later, but I'll show that right here. Okay, here it is. This is another one of my favorite effects in this movie. I think it's actually one of the better effects in the series. I wish they would have used it a little bit more, but like right here, when it comes down, it looks really good. And this stuff, like the light coming off of it looks really good too. I have no idea how they did all that. Especially with the other effects they have in this movie. Maybe this is just an easier one? I don't know. But we have one more effect I want to go over for this movie, and since you guys were just pretty vague with your request, you just said Godzilla vs. Kangador, I'm only going to pick out these couple of things.
No.
Okay, so here it is, one of the best scenes, I think, and very explainable. So how they actually had this come out was that they didn't have it come out, really. They didn't have it launching at Godzilla like this. If you look at it really closely, the sparks go in, when in reality, if it was in normal motion, because I'll just explain it right here, it's reversed. This footage is reversed. That's why the things come back in, because coming back in is a lot easier than going out and hitting the target directly. So it's in reverse, meaning that if there was sparks, and there is, then the sparks would go this way instead of going out like this, which the sparks do also. Sparks go in like this, and that's basically how they did it. Also, they added some animation, which also gives it animation that would match the real life thing, which is a nice touch, I think. And if you pay attention right here, the sparks, right here. If you saw that last part, you could rewind a little bit. The sparks go this way instead of going out, which is what happened when it looks like they exploded right here where my mouse is, which is what would happen if they exploded. If they exploded, it's impossible for them to go in like this. So that means it's reversed, and especially since these sparks they're already here, these sparks over here. Meaning that the sparks were there before the footage, especially since they get bigger, I think, as the footage goes on. But right here is animation. Sparks look animated. I don't think those are real sparks. which is pretty good. This is let me
Yes,
go
I
back.
know that.
Let me go back a couple seconds. This is a 3D model of Godzilla. It looks about the same as the one in Biollante, except I'd say better, definitely more accurate to how Godzilla looks in this film, and probably the last film too. I have a model of him over here, and this looks about like him.
Yes, I know that.
The one effect that doesn't look good is when they right here. This 3D animation looks pretty good for the metal. For Godzilla, it just looks really bad. It looks like King Kong right there. It's probably like the worst. It's like if I were to say which is the worst effect in a Godzilla film, I would probably say this one. This animation right here. It just looks really bad. But good thing they cut that out a little bit. They don't have it like there. Like they're dwelling on it the whole time. So, that's about it for this film. I'm gonna open up my DVDs and get the other ones I have. Next we're doing Godzilla versus Megaguirus. Okay. I'll skip to that real quick. Okay, so we have Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. Again, you guys were pretty vague with this request. You said, Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, and, since that's not like an exact scene, I did say, or movie if you couldn't think of a scene, but it kind of would have been helpful if you actually wanted to have a scene that you wanted to be explained, but I picked out some stuff. I don't know if that's what you were looking for, but that's what I'm gonna do. If you have any, if you wanna, if I missed something that you guys wanted, then because I'm going to be doing another one of these, then put it in the comments and I'll look at it and see if it's something that's worth going back to this film and doing. Or if you pick out multiple things, then I'll probably do that one. If I have the movie. I only have the Millennium and the Heisei Godzilla films. Okay. So the next scene we have is the Godzilla 2000 versus the Meganulon, I'm thinking they're called. I believe that's what they're called. So, he fights these bugs, and then I'm gonna explain what's real and what's not. Right here is animation. You could see that pretty much right here. It's animated. Models wouldn't move this way or this fast. Godzilla's real, of course. They just add it looks like they have a green screen behind him. If you could see that light green thing right here. It looks like green screen. And it looks like this stuff behind him is green screens too. If you see the stuff behind him, it kind of has a sharp edge to it where my mouse is. I'm not sure, but it does look that way. And especially since they have animation back there, I'm thinking that's what it is. So these Megaguirus or Meganulon, they're animated. These are all animated, That's animation. They're all animation. It's not really much to explain here. This is all animation. Wait, let me go back a little bit. Or go forward. Nothing real yet. They're all animation. Even that's animation. You could obviously tell when you push pause, the white outline around them, it doesn't, not really looking real to the surroundings. It looks pretty real, but it doesn't look 100% real. And just the way they move on Godzilla's face, it's not really, like right here. This is real. This is animation. You can see the difference, right? This is animation too over here where my mouse is. I think this is real up here. The real stuff is down here. It's a different color and it follows Godzilla when he moves. It doesn't shake around the screen like these other things do. So these things in front of the screen are fake. They're animation. The ones on him are real. There's not really much to explain right there. That's real. It's hard to see exactly what's going on, but most of this stuff in front is fake. The stuff on him is real. That's animation. The one he bit on was the one he, I think he caught it in his mouth or something. That's animated. You can see the white line around it. But it was so fast and the crunching sound was so good that it appeared to be real. If you don't push pause and look at it frame by frame, but it's not real. But these are real on his back. Most of them, as far as I could see. Those are real, the ones he's hitting. One in front of the screens are not real. It's not really much to explain here. Like I said, the ones on him are real, the ones in the background are fake. The ones on the ground, these are all real. This is animated. This is animated. You can see the outline around Godzilla's tail right here. And then, you know, the outline around them is obviously animated. Godzilla's tail is real here, of course, I think. But these bugs in the background are not. These ones on him are real. Okay, let's skip a little bit. Oh wait, we went too much. Okay, so I'll explain this right here. It's pretty simple. So this is animation, of course, right here when the spines turn yellow. But something interesting happens is that these catch on fire, which that's real. These actually look like they catch on fire. The fire isn't out of place, and it looks like it's actually edited by the animation they use to cover this. So that's why the fire may look a little bit purple. But yeah, so in real life what it would be is just these Mega Gears on him are on fire. And then they add the animation so it looks a little blue. And the spines look like they're charging up. And as you can see right here, that's animation. The fire when it comes down. The fire. Wait, let me rewind a little bit. Like right here. This is animated. You could see the outline around it. You could see it's not real. The stuff falling is not real. The Mega Gears on fire, those aren't real. And these are all animation. It's not really much to say about it. It's mostly animation from here on. Except some dead Mega Gears falling. Obviously this is animation right here. Is a lot easier to explain when it's just animation. That looks like a kind of like maybe a morphing tool or something. You just bends the picture. I don't really know what program they used for that. Otherwise I would use that for myself, but it's probably some effect they have in the 2000s that I don't really know about. But it's a pretty cool effect. Obviously they have the animation right there getting bigger and bigger. These rocks coming up are animation. Rocks coming up here are animation. And all this is animation. Right here, that's real. It looks like they have a fan or something. And then a giant fan, probably. And then they blow all this dirt and rocks and stuff over him. Which adds a lot of realism to the animation and stuff. Of course, that's all animation. This is the wind again they had. Looks like they actually got a photo of an island or something. Okay, so this is an interesting picture. So, these rocks, there's something edited around it. It looks like they just erased around it. And you can see a little bit over here too when the dust clears. Okay, the dust doesn't clear, but right here it looks edited, because this looks really real. This looks like 100% real back there, but these rocks don't look as real. They could be, but they don't look as real, and then the outlines around them just kind of looks a little edited, I think. But this smoke is definitely added to the thing. That's pretty easy to do. You just get like some smoke and like a green screen effect or something, and then you just remove the green, and then you have this smoke left. And then you add it over your picture. And then what they do is that they zoom into that picture that they created, or that video that they created. So it's a pretty cool effect. It's pretty, I think they started doing that stuff in like the 90s Godzilla films, which I'll go into soon. But we already went over the one I wanted to go over. We have Megagearus' last battle. Man, this is going to be a long one. Megagearus' last battle. I'll just go over some stuff real quick. I don't want to take like 40 minutes or something to explain. That's animation, of course. You can obviously tell that. It doesn't really look that good. I think the Gotengo and the Final Wars looked definitely a lot better. But it was 4 years later, so you have to take that into consideration too. It's not like this, it's the same year. People always assume that just because it's like a few years apart, that means it's gonna be like, you know,